America's most haunted city, Savannah, Georgia, and me and Leopold are going to talk about albums we find dissonant and creepy and a little scary too. But what is one album do you think is kind of dissonant sounding, minor key?
Well, a scary album that I would recommend, Delirium Cordia by Phantomus, came out in 2004. There's one track on it, goes 74 minutes long, and Dave Lombardo from Slayer plays drums and percussion on there, led by Mike Patton and all. And you know, let me tell you, when you listen to that album, if you listen to it in the dark or in a creepy environment, you will be more creeped out. I mean, it's really a soundtrack. It's not, there's no songs that you're gonna sing, there's no choruses. It's just really like a sound, it's like kind of a soundscape score, almost like if you listen to classical music, but this is one creepy album, I'm telling you. I just finished watching House of Wax and Hostel, and I listened to that music, it was just, it was definitely chills were coming down my spine. So Delirium Cordia by Phantomus. Now Dave Lombardo, who I know has Cuban roots, he played some bata Cuban drums, some folkloric drums, percussion. And you mix that with all these different sounds and some groaning and, you know, interesting mix of things that Mike Patton just does. It's really incredible stuff, I mean. And so you think about places like Cuba and Haiti, the voodoo that they have there as part of their culture, from Brazil and all the way, came from Brazil, obviously in South America, all the way to the Caribbean, up to the southeast, which is where we are now. We are deep in voodoo country right now, yes. Savannah. And just like Charleston, New Orleans, very, very serious practices that go on here, under the radar, out of sight. You won't find them as a tourist. But Delirium Cordia is a really creepy, but really just satisfying listen. It's 74 minutes, one track, so you have to have patience and read and listen to something again. But you want to talk about some creepy, scary, you know, minor key kind of sounding music that sets a mood, that's the one, Phantomus. So lyrics talking about mayhem, and I mean, they look scary alone. But what about, besides their look, more importantly, the sounds, the music, right? What is it about mayhem that kind of gives you that feeling of fear or apprehension or just downright bone-chilling madness that can come from the music, really? That's why we love this music.
Well,
right?
I would say in the earlier albums, just the lyrics alone makes me feel like, whoa, like with the lyrics, and then
the lyrics,
on later albums like Damon, 2018 album, where it's like sometimes you can hear like really high notes on a keyboard, maybe even some harpsichord sounds, maybe, but I just think the whole thing with Mayhem shows like a good creepy vibe and a really good black metal vibe as well.
For whom the bell tolls.
Yeah, Robin.
Yeah, so where did all this kind of creepy music start? Black Sabbath, right? The first three notes of the song Black Sabbath. What is this that stands before me? Favorite black, Tony Iommi with those three notes. I mean, that would creep anybody, I'd make anyone feel scared, but that's what they wanted to do, right?
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
And again, Merciful Fate, King Diamond, when I first heard Don't Break the Oath, I definitely felt something different there. And Venom.
With certain Behemoth albums that can really creep me out, I mean, I would have to say just the album covers first give me the impression it's like this album is gonna be creepy. It's not for the lighthearted, I would say, that's for sure. But on the intro track of one of Behemoth's albums, it starts off with like, you know, sounds of like yelling and groaning and kind of people with anguish kind of, and that just creeps me out at first, and then before you know it, it's like there's some dissonant sounds on a keyboard, and then just the vocalist from Behemoth is doing his really good growl right there. And then on the latest album that they put out pretty recently with the Deathless Sun on it, great tracks like that. I think with the vocals, with the grounding foreground vocals and then the background clear vocals, just gives off kind of that like that vibe, kind of where it's like creepy, dissonant, and like well what I mean by that when I say that is like when the singer is like, "You're nothing," and then the background vocals is like, "I am nothing without you," and then on the background it has like the innocent kind of vocals, the foregrounds, the growling vocals, but that mixed together makes that really cool kind of creepy vibe. And I would think just black metal in general really puts off a really metal, creepy vibe. And as I said before, not for the faint-hearted, of course. And Leopold, what would you say is another album that has dissonant sounds and it's pretty, scary?
Well, any album by Venom, Possessed, At War with Satan. But again, Merciful Fate, for me, those first few albums. And but really, if you think about it, why do we like this music? You might be asking yourself, why would someone listen to this music? You might not understand that not everybody wants to listen to music about the same thing all the time. Love.
Exactly, yeah.
Love is great. We want that. I'm all for it. I love this music. So does Leopold. So does Lyric, sorry. But you know what's great about it though? Is that it makes you feel the same thrill when you ride a roller coaster or when you're watching a horror movie and you survive. And you know what? This music, you'll always survive this music because it's music, right? But
Yeah,
it's gonna be a thrill that we have. And I'll tell you, it's definitely not boring.
No.
So you should check it out. Be brave.
Yes.
Savannah, Georgia, off of 40th and Bull, and we're at Gray Face Records. And Ryan, the owner, just celebrated the 20th anniversary this October. So you should definitely come to Savannah and check out Gray Face Records. We found some good metal. Lyric, what did we find?
Well, what we found was the newest Dark Throne album called Astral Fortress. It came out by like a month ago, so it's pretty new. And I just love the album cover, how it's just like a guy walking through the snow. And of course, just the font of Dark Throne is pretty brutal and metal. And then you've got just tracks off of that album. I have to say though, it's not their heaviest album. Like, it's not like Blaze in the Northern Sky or Under a Funeral Moon or Transylvanian Hunger. Still, the newest album is really good. And what else I found was Daemon by Mayhem, and that's one of the newest full-length studio album by Mayhem, Black Metal Gods, of course. And then it's very. I love how the whole album just stays consistent, and it doesn't have anything weirder, and it just stays, consistent and in-your-face black metal. And back to Great Face Records. The people here are very inviting. I love the ambiance. Everything about this place is great. And then there's all these different metal records within the store. It's not just the metal section. There's others too. They had a original pressing of Kill 'Em All by Metallica. That was pretty cool. And
they did have an original of Megadeth, Killing Is My Business, and Business is Good. The original, without any of the cuts or anything that they did later on with that album. And boy, I had that album when I was a kid, and I don't know what happened to it. I regret not having it now because now that goes for what, like $60,
yeah.
$70, $80
Yeah,
now. If you can find the original.
It's $8 to $80.
Yeah, the original artwork, the one that Dave Mustaine didn't like, with that little skull with the candle. It just, hey, I loved that. When I saw that album cover, I was sold immediately. And then when the music came out, it was like metal jazz. Gar Samuelson, the way he and Dave Ellison just rocked out. Oh my God! And Chris Poland, Megadeth.
You got Dave Mustaine's vocals.
Yeah, we couldn't find that one, but we did find other stuff, and there's always something to find. So if you come to Savannah, Georgia, come to Gray Face Records and say hi to Ryan. Really cool people. All right.